I hope to the families of whatever victims that I know you're advocating for and everything else right now, I hope that you're
But how does this look?
I hope you're donating all your YouTube proceeds and all your clicks, Sean, that all your followers are actually making you right now. The hundreds of thousands of dollars right now. No, I actually think what you're doing.
But what is that? But
Hey, whoa.
You said the stop is over. Are you detaining me? Go ahead and say it. Are you detaining me?
I'm not detaining you.
All right. Excuse me, sir. Can I talk to you for a minute?
You want to talk to this guy? All right, you can go ahead and go. You don't have to talk to him.
Imagine standing outside a correctional facility, peacefully filming in a public space, only to be confronted by officers who demand that you leave. But this isn't just about recording, it's about seeking the truth behind a brutal incident that took place within those walls. Tensions rise as you ask questions they refuse to answer, and the state police are called to intimidate you into silence. What happens when those sworn to uphold the law try to bend it to avoid accountability? Would you back down, or would you stand firm in your right to know the truth?
who are you?
What?
Who are you?
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter who you are?
Why are you
So why do you think you could tell me what I can and cannot do if it doesn't matter who you are, sir?
Facility, that's why.
Who says? You?
It's the rules, man.
It's the rules?
Yeah.
I'm actually conducting interviews about Robert Brooks. Are you one of the officers that engage in that kind of behavior where you beat inmates until they're dead? Is that what happens here? You got to be safe here, man. They're doing some crazy things here. Are you one of the officers that violates people's constitutional rights? That kills people? Is that what you do? Do you want to answer any questions? Excuse me. Yeah, I am allowed. It's my First Amendment right.
Sir,
What's your name and badge number?
What?
What's your name and badge number?
Sergeant Gentile. Okay.
Is your body camera on?
My body camera's on.
Oh, because
Right.
there was a lot of officers when they
my
beat
badge
Robert
number
Brooks.
is 4382.
When they beat Robert Brooks, they didn't have their body cameras
Sir,
on,
I'm
did
gonna
they?
ask you to leave.
This is
or
a
we're gonna
publicly
call
accessible.
police.
This is a publicly accessible area.
New York State.
This is a publicly accessible
policy
area, sir.
Is you're not allowed to.
What happened?
report on family.
What happened to Robert Brooks? Does that happen to a lot of inmates here, sir?
Sir, I'm gonna have to ask you to leave.
I have business
we're
here.
gonna call
You can call the state police all you want, sir. You can call them all you want. They should be here arresting people who are beating inmates.
Sir.
You are beating inmates to death,
Sir.
callously and
You
with
cannot
malice,
record
with
on state
no
roads.
type of.
I'm gonna have to ask you to leave.
Sir,
Or
I'm
I'm
not
gonna call
breaking.
the state
You can
police.
call the state police. I'm not breaking any laws.
You are. You're
I'm
not allowed
not.
to record on state property.
I am recording officials in the course of
And
their
it says
duty.
right here, no cell phones beyond this point.
Right.
So
I am
need you to
I am
leave.
engaged in a constitutionally and statutorily protected activity. New York
I need
State
you to
rights.
step out.
Are you familiar with the New York State Right to Monitor Act? I have a right to film you in the course of your duty as
Okay,
a
I'm gonna
public
need
servant.
I'm gonna ask you to leave,
And
or I'm gonna call the state police.
let's talk about Robert Brooks, sir. Let's get
I
back
am
on
not
point.
talking about Robert Brooks. I'm
How
not
many
talking
people?
about
How many
you.
inmates have you killed here, sir? How many inmates?
Sir, I'm gonna have to.
How
ask
many
you to
inmates
leave.
have died in your custody, sir? I would like to know. How many inmates have died in the custody of Marcy? Why was he even here? Wasn't he an inmate of Mohawk? What happened? I have a FOIL request here in my pocket as well, sir, that I would like to submit to the Marcy Correctional Facility immediately, as soon as I get here, ladies and gentlemen. You guys are nothing but a bunch of cowards. You beat a man with that's handcuffed behind his back? You beat a man that's handcuffed. What a kind of coward it's by the beatdown squad, no? So how many times a week do you beat men with their hands cuffed behind their back? Sergeant, there was 2 sergeants there that day, right? Your same rank?
Sir, I'm gonna have
And
to
they
ask you
beat
to leave.
and they beat a man with his hands behind his back,
Come
right?
over here, I'm gonna have to ask you to leave.
Sir, you can call the state police. I'll wait for them. They have a job to do. They should be arresting the people involved. That's what they should be doing, not worrying about a cameraman exercising his constitutional rights. Those officers are still free till this day.
I'm gonna have to ask you to leave.
They're free till this day.
Come on.
And that's ridiculous. No, I'm in a publicly accessible area. And I'm told you I'm engaged in a constitutionally and statutory protected activity.
See this right here?
That sign doesn't override the Constitution or the statutory law, sir.
Let's go.
It doesn't.
Sir, I'm gonna have to ask you to step out.
I could see by the response here today, by the first officer, and the looks on all these officers. This is what the type of behavior you guys engage in here, huh? Here, Marcy
Ask
Correctional
you to leave
Facility.
politely?
I have every right to be here. You can ask me to leave. I
You
do.
cannot be on state
You need to
property
study the
with-
law, sir. Instead of beating inmates with their hands cuffed behind their back until they're unalived, you should probably study the law, sir. I know what I'm talking about.
Come up, he started recording. I've asked him numerous times politely to that he's not allowed on state property recording.
Yeah, Clay, go grab that paper for me.
Says it's his constitutional right. state
And
law.
statutory right. And statutory right. New York State Right to Monitor
He was
Act.
refusing to-
So is there a new superintendent? I know the governor was trying to appoint a new superintendent. Who's the superintendent of this facility, Sergeant? The old superintendent that was here when Robert Brooks got mercilessly beaten, right? He got beaten mercilessly. Is there a new superintendent here, sir, yet? Is there like an acting superintendent? I mean, I'm trying to speak to the superintendent. I'm an independent journalist. I'm working on a story. I want to know, why did a man get beat here with his hands cuffed behind his back? Did you see the video, Sergeant? Did you see the video of your officers and your fellow sergeants beating a man with his hands behind his back? They thought their body cameras were off. Does that type of behavior, do you know of any other kind of behavior? Would you like to be a whistleblower?
I would like you to come out here.
Would you like to be a whistleblower? Is there other incidents that happen here, sir? Are there other incidents that happen here that you are aware of that you'd like to come forward? You could do so anonymously. You could send me an email at longislandaudit@gmail.com, okay? I know the thin blue line runs deep in the corrections department. I know obviously 14 correctional officers stood there, including a nurse, 2 sergeants, officers that have been sued before in federal court for viciously beating people, and they continue to work here. Have you ever been sued in federal court, Sergeant? Have you ever been sued in federal court? Are you part of the beatdown squad? Can I get your names and badge numbers?
So I've been directed from my supervisors to...
Who's the superintendent
just
here?
let you know. Please leave the area. The New York State Police will be called if you refuse to leave the area. Videotaping and photographing a New York State docks facility property without the consent of the superintendent or commissioner is prohibited by docks policy. All right, while members of the public who are visiting incarcerated individuals are permitted to enter this lot and park their vehicles, individuals are permitted to enter, or as you were. Individuals are permitted to enter this lot and park their vehicles. This property is owned by the department. It is considered a part of correctional facility and falls under the authority and jurisdiction of the commissioner. Pursuant of the correction law, section 112, he is empowered to exercise superintendence, management, and control over department, correctional facility, and the safety and security reasons.
What about the safety and security? Robert Brooks, when you mercilessly beat him with his handcuffs behind his back.
A restriction against videotaping and photographing the dock facility property and any person while present on the correctional facility parking lot. If you would like to request permission to take photos or video,
Why would I
of
request permission
facilities,
when it's my constitutional and statutory right?
you may contact the superintendent or commissioner of this property.
Who's the superintendent?
While publicly owned is a non-public forum, which is not traditionally recognized or designated as a forum of public assembly and is restricted. Your activity here is considered a security risk and a trespass.
It's constitutionally and statutorily protected activity, New York State Right to Monitor Act. Who's the superintendent here? Wasn't the superintendent just fired because the officers who beat Robert Brooks with his hands cuffed behind his back? Can you condemn a man being beaten with his hands behind his back? It's not. I'm engaged. You are a peace officer, and I am filming you in the course of your duty. It's a New York State Right to Monitor Act. You can look it up if you'd like. We could take it to court. That's fine. I have a right.
Understanding at this point, it appears to me that you're within the facility itself.
Right, but I'm still filming correctional officers in the course of their duty. It's a New York State Right to Monitor Act. It's a state law. And if you read that law, it gives me the right to film peace officers, security officers in the course of their duty, and that's exactly what I'm doing right now. And I'm asking questions. I wonder, who's the superintendent here, sir? You said I need permission from the superintendent in that nice letter you just read. Who's the superintendent here? They were fired, weren't they? Is there a new one? Is it a secret who the superintendent is? You said I need to ask the superintendent for permission, but you're not going to give me the superintendent's name? With his hands cuffed behind his back. Were you here that night?
No, I wasn't here.
You weren't here that night? Do you engage in that kind of behavior? You don't? What's your name? You're not going to... I would like to look up your record to make sure that you're not engaged in that kind of behavior, sir. Oh, yeah, I do. For sure. All right, well, if anybody knows who this man is, please let me know who he is so I can look him up. You don't have your name tag on? Isn't that department policy? Do you guys just break policy, break laws, just don't follow any rules? It's not funny. A man died here. Are you guys part of the beatdown squad? Are you guys part of the beatdown squad? Go ahead, I'm fine. Are you guys part of the beatdown squad? There's a beatdown squad here, right? They beat down Robert Brooks with his hands cuffed behind his back. That happened here, correct? I mean, it's on video, right?
You're telling me everything, right?
So I'm just asking, are you part of that squad?
Never heard such a squad.
You never heard of such a squad?
No, sir.
It's not a unit that you know about?
No, sir.
How do you feel about that incident? Do you condemn it? Do you condemn the beating and the unaliving of Robert Brooks with his hands cuffed behind his back? I mean, I think that's a pretty simple question. I think anybody should condemn that, unless you're part of that type of mentality. Okay. Don't condemn it. Your silence speaks volumes. Do you condemn it, Sergeant? Do any of you, can any of you not be cowards and condemn the vicious beating of a man with his hands tied behind his back, cuffed behind his back? None of you could speak up and say that was wrong? Really? What about you? Is that wrong? Do you condemn it? Can I get your name, sir? No? No one wants to give their name. Sergeant, isn't it your policy to give your names to the members of the public, Sergeant? Aren't you the supervisor here? I'm asking for... You gave me your name, right?
I gave you my name.
I'm asking for all these other correctional officers' names. I'm doing an investigation. I want to look up your disciplinary record and the complaints filed against you. I don't think your body camera's on. Hey, Sarge, I don't think his body camera's on. You guys should get used to putting that on. Because, no one had it on when Robert Brooks was viciously beaten. The nurse was in on it too? See, when the nurse doesn't do anything about it, about a man being beaten to death with his hands cuffed behind his back, that tells me that this is, 2 sergeants are involved. 2 sergeants, 11 correctional officers, and a nurse. I'm engaged in a constitutionally and statutory protected activity. The New York State Police come here, I'm going to tell them to go to your brothers in blues house and arrest them. How are they free? How is that possible? And you call state police all for a man with a camera, asking questions of his government, asking questions, engaged in a constitutionally and statutory protected activity. Doesn't make, the New York State Right to Monitor Act doesn't make any exceptions for being on correctional facility, publicly accessible property. I have a FOIL request right here if you want to take it. This is a FOIL request for some documents for this facility here. You're not going to take it? You have to by law. It's a FOIL request. I'm just trying to submit it with the facility for some documents that I need. So state police has arrived. Let's see if they honored their oath that they took to uphold my constitutional rights, our constitutional rights, and our statutory rights. All these officers, not one of them will condemn the vicious and brutal beating of a man that ended his life while his hands were handcuffed behind his back. Not one of them will say, I condemn that behavior. Wow. Speaks volumes. Hey, sir, how are you? I'm doing well, sir. A little chilly out, but doing well. Man, you mind if I get your name and badge number, sir?
Absolutely. It's Trooper Lawrence, 2337.
Hi, Trooper. How are you? My name is Sean.
How you doing?
I'm an independent journalist. I'm doing well. I'm just here, you know, as you know, there was a man that was viciously murdered here.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm here to ask some questions, film the government officials here in the course of their duty.
Sure.
In accordance with the New York State Right to Record Act, as well as the First Amendment. Just asking questions. I'm not going into restricted areas, but, you know, I'm glad that you're here, Trooper, because I know there's like 11 or 12 correctional officers that need to be arrested. I can show you a video where they unalived a man and beat a man.
Yeah.
I think you should go and arrest them.
It's actually under investigation by BCI right now.
Well, what's BCI?
The Bureau of Criminal Investigation.
Is that like an arm of like the state police?
Yes, it is.
Okay, and it's under investigation. But what?
Yes.
I mean, didn't we all watch the video of the man getting beaten with his hands behind his back, handcuffed?
We saw that it is under investigation right now. You've seen it.
Yeah, I've seen it. Yeah, his hands were cuffed behind his back. He was beaten right here in Marcy Correctional Facility, and he died.
He did die
as a result of those injuries, which is insane to me. So I'm just saying. I mean, you're a law enforcement officer. You should probably. If I was a law enforcement officer, I would go to their house and arrest them, right?
Well, I can't make any arrest on that, so it's.
You don't have probable cause with that video?
It's innocent until proven guilty right now. So actually, the attorney.
All you need is probable cause.
The attorney general's office is actually turning this over to
the county, right? To a county. Yep.
Onondaga County prosecutor.
I saw that. I saw that yesterday. Yeah, I saw that they are turning it over to a special prosecutor. They're going to make them a special prosecutor in the case.
Yes. So that actually just happened yesterday.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw that.
James made an announcement about that.
Right.
Yeah.
But you have enough probable cause to arrest someone.
I don't at this point right now.
You don't?
Nope. This is going
to
be.
You have no probable cause?
This is going to be taken care of by investigators.
All right. I mean, if you don't have any problem, I think we all witnessed probable cause, sir. I think we all witnessed probable cause for at least the beating of that man, if not the unaliving of him.
Well, we have to wait until everything comes into court and it's taken care of via the justice system.
They have to get to court first.
That is correct.
They have to get there
we
first.
Have to bring all the evidence and everything.
They're at home with their families right now, and you know, while the man was, he lost his life. So I don't know. I just came here to ask questions. If they're part of the beatdown squad, if they were, you know. They're responsible, right? Yeah, that's all I'm doing, sir. Yeah. That's all. They read me something. I don't know what it was, but again, I'm very familiar with the New York State Right to Record Act, Right to Monitor Act. Excuse me, Right to Record is the New York City one. Right to Monitor Act. I have a right to film peace officers, security officers, and law enforcement in the course of their duty, and that's all I'm doing. I'm not going to restricted areas. Thank you. I don't need anything else.
Okay.
I'm just asking questions. Take care. Have a good day. Thank you. So you guys would not like to answer any more questions? I mean, you really didn't answer any questions to begin with, but... Oh, that's the walk of shame. The trooper's not a walk of shame. He is upholding my constitutional rights. That's the walk of honor. He should be going to those correctional officers' houses and arresting them. That's what he should be doing. Hi, ma'am.
Hi, how are you?
Hi. You mind if I just get your name and badge number so I know who's here?
Sure, Trooper Hartman, 1284.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Stay safe. Hey, how you guys doing today? You mind if I get your name and badge number, sir?
It's Sergeant Nick Leone, Shield 918.
Thank you. My name is Sean, sir. I'm an independent journalist. Yeah, I'm asking some questions about Robert Brooks' incident that happened here a couple days ago.
Okay.
I'm not going to restricted areas or anything.
Okay.
I just wanted to let you know.
Okay.
You're not gonna have any issues with me, sir. You know,
Okay.
I'm just asking questions.
You said Sean?
Yeah, Sean. Yeah. Nice to meet you.
Where are you from?
I'm from Long Island, sir.
Long
From Long
Island.
Island. Yeah. I'm an independent journalist. That's fine. Yeah. So. You don't have probable cause to arrest those officers, the 14 officers that were engaged in that?
I can't comment on that investigation.
All right. I mean, you saw the video, right?
Yes, I did see the video.
You saw the video? Do you condemn that kind of behavior?
I can't comment.
You can't say you condemn that kind of behavior.
Listen,
the governor condemned it.
I understand that, and I agree. I don't condone that, but I can't really comment on the
I just think,
investigation.
sir, that public servants need to come out and call out the other bad ones, so that way, you know, you don't look as bad. None of those correctional officers that came out to speak to me, none of them would condemn it. It's not a controversial topic. It's not.
I understand that.
It's not. You're not part of the investigation.
I'm not a part of the investigation.
Right. So you could. I don't know. I don't know. Should be easy to condemn. Hey, how you doing, sir? Good. How are you, sir? Good. You mind if I get your name and badge number, sir?
Trooper call 3947.
My name is Sean. Thanks, Trooper.
I'm just asking.
Yeah, sure, no problem.
You went inside and.
Yeah, I went into the public lobby. Yeah.
Okay.
I went to the public
Did
lobby.
they ask you to leave, or what was the deal?
He said that I wasn't allowed to record, and he read me something. He read me that I wasn't allowed to record per the commissioner of docks, and I try to tell them that, you know, there's a New York State law. And anything I do, I always consult with my attorneys. I read the law.
Yep.
There's no exceptions to the New York State Right to Monitor Act. I've read it completely.
Well, I'm sure you do your homework.
Oh, for sure. I wouldn't be 10-0 in these unlawful arrests if it wasn't for me reading the law and understanding it, and understanding the what I need to do. All right, so I was leaving, and this officer here told me to hang out for a second. So I just want to make it clear: am I being detained? That you know of?
Not that I know of right now.
All right,
I make sure we got everything.
Yeah, I just want to make sure. Hey, troopers, am I being detained? I was literally ready to go. This is why you never leave before the police, but... So am I being detained?
For right now, you are.
For what crime?
Sean, right now they're determining whether or not they want you arrested for the crime of criminal trespass, which you actually committed when you went inside after they told you couldn't be recording in there. Past the signs where it says no cell phones allowed, and you remained in there unlawfully until they finally got you out and then you leave.
That's not the crime of criminal trespass.
Actually, the crime of criminal trespass states to enter or remain unlawfully.
Let's look it up.
Absolutely.
Let's look it up for real.
Sure.
Because I've dealt with this before,
Okay.
and the charges have been dropped. But okay, let's look it up.
Does it not state to enter or remain unlawfully?
The building has to be designed. The property has to be designed in a manner to exclude intruders. Read it. I'm telling you, trooper. I'm not lying to you.
Did you know that a fenced-in backyard, if you were to enter somebody's fenced-in backyard, that is actually the crime of criminal trespass?
Because that would be designed in a manner to exclude intruders, sir.
Meaning, even if there aren't any locks on the gates?
Right, because it's designed in a manner to exclude intruders, because there's a fence.
Gotcha.
If it's publicly accessible, and I would also take a look at the New York State Right to Monitor Act. There's no exceptions for recording public servants, security officers. It names security officers.
Understood. Did you
law
know
enforcement
when we
officers.
enter that facility fully, we actually have to leave unless it's a response to an emergency. We have to leave our cell phones in the vehicle. We are not allowed to record in that building.
That's not a
Did you know
law.
that?
But that's not a law.
That is under their corrections policy.
Right, their policy is not law, sir. It's just
It
not.
applies to law enforcement and civilians.
But it's not a law, sir. It's not a
Understood.
law. There's no law that says you cannot bring your cell phone inside of a correctional facility. There's no law. There's no statute that was written. Again, I'm telling you the two laws. New York State, and I'm just saying.
No,
Are you a supervisor?
And I understand.
Are you a supervisor?
I am.
Okay.
And I do understand that if you...
I'm just asking questions.
No. I absolutely understand that. And what I'm saying is you're walking into a public library, you're filming, absolutely, you have every right to film there. If you're in an area that's open to the general public, you always have the right to film. Correctional facility has had this policy for years, and like you said, you've had other stuff dismissed at other correctional facilities.
Well, I've never been arrested at a correctional facility, but
But
again,
like I said, this is up to them.
Okay. I mean, listen.
They want to pursue criminal action.
But
okay?
you as the supervisor, sir, I would invite you to please read the statute. It's designed. I've had it dismissed. It's designed in a manner to exclude intruders. Just please read it. And then the New York State Right to Monitor Act. I'm allowed to record security officers, law enforcement, correctional officers in the course of their duty on public property. There's no exceptions made in that statute. It basically carves out the First Amendment. Well, that's what the New York State, that's what happened when George Floyd happened. They passed that law here in New York State, the New York State Right to Monitor Act. I believe it's 79P. And it doesn't make any exceptions for correctional facilities. Doesn't make any exceptions. So again, I want you to do your job. If your job was the right thing to do was to arrest me.
What's your last name? My last name's right there. I know. You can
I mean,
see it on there right
you
now.
could. I mean.
No, I don't know you personally. That's why I'm asking.
No,
My last name's
I'm not.
Barbara.
No.
That's why I was
I'm
asking
not
if you
saying
could tell
that.
me your
Well,
last name.
listen. I'm detained, correct?
You are.
Okay, so I'm detained. So I'm being detained for a crime. So I'm
Right
going to
now, until they've determined whether they want to pursue the criminal action of criminal trespass. Yes.
But I'm telling you, it does not apply, sir. I'm telling you, it does not apply. And again, I want you, trooper. I want you to do your job, and I want you to do it right. If I did break the law, I would want you to hold me accountable. Just like I want you. I'm being detained for a crime, but yet there's 14 correctional officers out there who are at their homes who we all saw viciously beat a man.
And you know what I hope? I hope to the families of whatever victims that I know you're advocating for and everything else right now, I hope that you're
But how does
donating
this
all your-
look?
I hope you're donating all your YouTube proceeds and all your clicks, Sean, that all your followers are actually making you right now. The hundreds of thousands
what is
of
that?
dollars right now. No, I actually think what you're doing.
But what is that?
You're advocating and you're out here filming.
This is
you're
my
expressing
job,
your-
sir.
that's
This is
great.
not. This is not a. This is my job.
Absolutely.
Do you donate your salary?
No, I don't.
You don't, right?
Absolutely.
Okay, so
And you're right.
it's your salary. You don't.
You're right.
And I'm sure, as a supervisor for the state police, and I'll look it up and I'll insert it in the video. I'm pretty confident you make over 6 figures a year.
Absolutely.
Okay, and I'll put the exact number because it's easy to find out. But the thing is that you're here detaining a journalist who's asking questions, yet there are criminals who murdered a man, brutally murdered a man, and you're not doing anything about it. None of you. This New York State Police aren't doing anything about it. They're free at home with their families, enjoying life, while I'm detained here in the cold because I'm asking questions of the government. I'm exercising a right. Again, I would read the law. This is, you don't get qualified immunity if I'm telling you exactly what the law is. Qualified immunity is for being ignorant. 79P, New York State, Right to Monitor Act. Read it. The criminal trespass statute in the 3rd degree. Read it. Designed in a manner to exclude intruders, aka fenced in, aka locked. I'm telling you, I've been charged in Nassau County for this. Again, it is what it is, but
At a correctional facility?
no, just at any publicly accessible
I
area.
understand. I understand.
No, not a correctional facility, but
And I understand this isn't the Nassau County Executive Office building. This isn't a library.
right.
Have
But
you
again,
been
the
charged at a
but
correctional facility?
no, never. And I've been to plenty of them. I've been to plenty of them, but especially up here in New York, I've been to plenty. Fishkill, Franklin. I've been to plenty. But at the end of the day, there's in the statute, there's no exception for correctional facility. It's not like, your trust on a correctional facility doesn't make it any different than a library, as you stated earlier, right? It doesn't make it any different than what makes it different.
You're right. Correctional facility is not secure to exclude intruders.
It's not. I got here without
Absolutely.
this part is, that part over there is,
Nope, I got
that part over there is. I'm telling you, it's in the statutes, in the elements.
No. They've decided that no criminal trespass charges.
Sean, you're all set.
There you go, Sean.
Have a good day, sir.
Take care.
Take care. Yeah.
Drive
Shake your
careful.
hand.
No, I'm good. I'm good. Have a good day.
Take care.
This encounter is a stark reminder of the power of accountability and the importance of knowing your rights. When faced with authority figures who use intimidation to avoid the truth, staying informed and standing your ground is crucial. The camera isn't just a device. It's a weapon against injustice, a shield for transparency. In a world where silence allows corruption to thrive, speaking up isn't just a choice. It's a responsibility. Remember, the fight for truth doesn't end when the camera stops rolling. It continues with every voice that refuses to be silenced.